This is Seasons of Discontent with your hosts Rick Snyder and Matt Combs on the Hogstye Network.
Hi, welcome to Seasons of Discontent, Season 5, Episode 28, brought to you by Rick Snyder's Washington across all social media. And I'm Rick Snyder.
I'm Matt.
And we're back discussing all things Washington sports and life as part of the Hogstye Network on audio and YouTube here on video. So, what are you laughing about? I thought we were doing this. Where's yours?
I don't have one. Sorry.
Sorry, Baggy. Okay. So, you had to do it, man. It's Halloween. No. I didn't get any trick-or-treaters, so I had to scare somebody.
There you go.
You want to scare them, go, okay, kids, come on inside, watch the second half of this game.
Here's trick-or-treat. I got you a Washington football team shirt. They would run and hide.
Hey, listen, I got my email this morning, and fingers crossed it was 20% off discount. So get it now before they come up with a new name called Mud or something.
Yeah.
All right, so I just kept the top budget item. It said crushing loss again. I haven't changed that in a few weeks. And they lost to Denver 17-10 because the new kicker they got couldn't get the ball across the goal line or the scrimmage line. 3 blocks in 2 games. I have never, ever seen that by any kicker, much less a guy make a debut. And Rivera says he owns it. Well, you own a pile of mud on that one, buddy. But Washington lost their 4th straight, fall to 2-6. They're on the bye this week. I don't know how many players are going bye this week, but it would have just, when you're eliminated by the time trick-or-treaters are knocking for your season.
Yeah.
Wow. This is one of the more disappointing years I can ever remember.
Yeah. We were trick-or-treating yesterday, and, a couple of people in the neighborhood had the game on for us. So, I missed them tying at 10-10, and I get home, it's 17-10. And, Rick, the thing is, in the beginning of the season, we were blaming the defense. The defense just wasn't right. They're always like 31st or now 32nd in the league and all that stuff. But it seems like the past couple of weeks, the defense is starting to come into its own. They're making plays. Look, I know we're going to talk about it, but Landon at linebacker is actually not a bad move. Danny Johnson on the outside is working out pretty well too. But, Chase Young had the fumble on Melvin Gordon to set him up, to go in for the tie. But it seems like the past couple of weeks, the offense just drops the ball and they can't, they can't put points on the board. They're back to their red zone woes that they've had over the past couple of years. No matter who the coach was, we had red zone woes dating back all the way to Joe Gibbs and Swinging Gate. It just, I don't understand how, half of the team steps up and then the other half can just, regress so bad. Like I said, we talked about it with the defense. The defense was bad in the beginning of the year. Now they're starting to come around and they're actually looking like a formidable defense again. I just don't understand. And then the offense is now taking this big step back. I mean, they did everything they had to do yesterday that I thought they had to do. They incorporated J.D. McKissick a lot more. He was catching a lot of balls and making plays out of the backfield. And look, I understand you don't have Logan and you don't have a number 2, so Terry's going to get doubled and blah, blah, blah. But, DeAndre Carter stepped up and played pretty well at wide receiver, but they just can't maintain a drive. It's either all or nothing. And I saw it last night with the Vikings too. I mean, the Vikings would let Dalvin Cook get 8 yards on first down and then throw 2 incompletions and they have to punt. I mean, the game philosophy, the offensive philosophy that Turner's been putting together just hasn't been working.
Let me just say this one thing. I have a Beating the Book show on Saturday on YouTube, and I picked Dallas, and everybody goes, "Are you nuts? Dak is out." And I said, "Kirk Cousins at night, buddy." Mm-hmm. So that one did that. One reason why teams don't stay in sync overall is the offensive defense largely are separate during the week. They have their own coordinators, they have their own focuses, and it's 2 halves of a team that come together on Sunday. They really don't cross over as much. You'd be surprised how players don't necessarily know guys on the other side of the ball nearly as much as you might think. Mostly they know their own unit because that's who they're with all day.
Right.
So
right.
why that happens, because you do wonder what happened. We finally got them, and you're now sneaking. And offensively, what do they have left? The left tackle is healthy, and everybody else is hurt.
Yeah, no, that was another point I was going to make. I mean, look, you've lost 4 out of 5 starters on the offensive line, and Heineke's not having that much time to throw, but he did have some time yesterday, and the plays just never developed. Like, it was either good coverage in the secondary or, the offensive line would break down and he'd get sacked. I mean, we saw him get sacked a couple times because of coverage, but yeah, it's just, now you're dealing with your injury woes. This is another thing that has plagued this team over the past couple of years, and is the injuries. And you're, like you said, 4 out of 5 offensive line starters are down now.
Well, first comes the losing, second comes the injuries. Always happens.
Yeah.
There's a classic thing you do when your offensive linemen are hurt. It's called quick passing. 3-step drop, throw the ball, go. Taylor Heineke's counting up to 10 Mississippi too much. Yeah. He is looking and looking and looking. I don't know if it's his game manager stuff. He's got things in his head, whatever's going on. He's holding the ball too long. He's staring at things too long. And that's, you can talk about the offensive line all you want. Overall, they were doing okay till the very end when they had to put in a 4th guy. I thought Sadiq Charles stunk. I don't know why. Some people were like, he wasn't too bad. Well, comparatively, what? I thought he stunk for a guy they were waiting for forever. Now Flowers kind of looks serious, but he's got to have 2 weeks to heal. Cosby might be back by then. But people say, well, they only have this or that. I thought the play calling was awful at times, and the decision-making was awful. You had to throw the ball in the end zone. You had 2 plays left, and the first one goes to a sideline because they can't figure anything out for like 2 yards. Are you nuts? Throw the ball down the end. Rule number 2, offensive and defensive players are allowed to jump for a Hail Mary. Larson didn't get either side of theirs in the last 2 weeks off the ground. Boys, go for the ball. Whoever you are, go for the ball. That's just lack of coaching. It's lack of effort. They look flat to me, just like the coaching staff looks flat to me. And there's a lot of people that want Rivera gone, and I know that's reactionary, but let me just bring up this stat. 7-16. Let's see. Now he's 9-16. So 12 wins was by Spurrier and Zorn, and we thought that was as bad as it gets. I'm not sure Ron matches to 12 wins. And what do you say then? But the problem is Danny's on double secret probation, so he can't do anything about it either. So I don't see Rivera going anywhere. But man, I don't see the passion out of him at all either. I don't see the anger. I don't see anything out of this group. And what's that mean? It means you sleepwalk through the rest of the season, and you look like crap. And then you won't be a quarterback for him at the top of the draft again.
And that's the thing. Rivera, is the de facto president of this team right now. We all know that. Obviously, Jason Wright handles the administrative side, but as far as the football ops, it's him and Marty. And, everything goes through coach. At least that's what we've been told. As far as Sadiq Charles, sure, he paid homage to Morgan Moses and got a false start early in the game. But yeah, like you said, for what was he, a 3rd-round pick? I mean, that guy has had time to develop and has had time to progress. I know he hasn't started, but he's been on this team for 2 years, and the philosophy of the offensive line has not changed. Now, I don't think you fire Rivera. I think you get, unless he's done, I think he can kind of go out on his own terms if he wanted to at the end of the season, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, that's the thing too, Rick. I mean, where we are right now, I've already looked at the draft order. They're 5th, but you have Detroit, Philly, and there was another team in front of them that are all quarterback, that are all probably going to go quarterback. Detroit's got Goff, but he's done nothing. A lot of people in Philly are not sold on Justin Fields, on Jalen Hurts. So I don't know. Does Philly take a quarterback? So right now you're probably going to end up with the 3rd or 4th best quarterback in the draft. Obviously all the rumors about Deshaun Watson last week, nothing really came through with that. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but it's a glaring hole on this team that they need a quarterback. I like Heinicke. I like the story. I like the fact that he wants to go out there and be Brett Favre, But at the end of the day, he's not Brett Favre. He doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't have the he's got the guts. The kid's a gamer, I will say that, but there's something missing that shows that he's an undrafted free agent that was walking the streets last year when we brought him in here to start a playoff game.
Yeah, I wish it had worked out. They've had enough time to figure it out. And Heineke, I've said from day one, is a number 2 and spot starter like Gus Frerotte. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem is you can't leave him out there every day. And look, they've scored, 33 points or something in 3 games? It's just diminishing returns. He doesn't have the arm to make certain plays. He dropped a great touchdown pass in the corner, and that was as good as Heineke will ever throw a ball. So, touchdown at him. But then, he makes other mistakes, and he just doesn't have the arm strength or whatever to get it done. And he's looking too long. He's thinking too long. I don't know if this game manager stuff messed with his head. He needed to just be the wild thing out there and do what you did. And
that's the thing you brought up, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but you brought this up. They scored 33 points in 3 games. They were scoring 33 points in a game just a couple weeks ago. And I tell you, one of the things that is really infuriated me with Scott Turner in this play calling of late is you don't have Logan Thomas out there. You have Ricky Seals-Jones. Ricky Seals-Jones, who was a journeyman, who his best days were in Arizona, who was, projected not to make this team, really, if you think about it. You're throwing him it's 3rd and 2, and you're throwing him the ball behind the line of scrimmage, expecting him to make a play. He's not Logan Thomas. You can't expect that out of Ricky Seals-Jones. The play calling has just been absurd at times. Like, I just don't understand what Turner and company are thinking.
Yeah, they even tried. They threw one to Dax Milne, threw one to Bates. I mean, they're trying to find other things, but there's no consistency on anything. Yeah. And Gibson dinged up. They tried to run Jared Patterson some, but, the running game it's a close game, and you still can't really do the run.
When you have a banged up offensive line and you're trying to just run up the gut all the time, try a sweep, go outside the tackles, let the running back get some open field and try and make a move. Like I said, it doesn't make sense to me, some of the play calling.
I will say 2 things I really like defensively. As we said, Collins at linebacker. I laughed when Mark Saref said, the unselfish play of Collins to move to linebacker. And I'm thinking, where are you kidding, man? They had to bring him and change to the linebacker position, kicking and screaming. And yet you're talking about this. That was take a drink moment. And Danny Johnson at corner. Honestly, I'd keep him there. I think Jackson's hurt right now, and I don't know how long he's going to be out, but I think Danny Johnson's done a nice job. And the defense, as you say, is getting better. They didn't play much yesterday, but that's okay. They didn't play much against, say, Jameis Winston, and, he lit them up. Mm-hmm. So, Teddy Bridgewater had, I think, over 100 rating yesterday, but they managed to make the plays. So I was okay with the defense. Yeah, it's a strange world. All right, we're out of time, unfortunately. I got to go trick-or-treat and see what's left. I'm Rick.
I'm Matt.
See you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Seasons of Discontent on the Hogstye Network.